Hey guys, what's up? Bobby here. I'm going to be showing you a new deck profile today. After the regional that I went to, I have the deck profile up. I played Macro Rabbit. I decided that I wanted to change decks just because there's like way too many mirror matches and everyone sides for Rabbit, and I don't know, it just got a little bit boring. So I wanted to make a new deck. And also, if you guys want any Rabbit stuff, I still have my secret Rabbits and one of my secret tour guides because one of them got stolen. So, and like the Logias, Dolkas, Lances, I might still have the Glypas, so just let me know if you guys want any Rabbit stuff, and I'll either sell it or trade. But my new deck for the format is going to be Madolches. This deck is actually a lot better than people give it credit for. People usually think it's a bad deck, but it's actually very, very good, especially with the new cards that have Abyss Rising. And I was testing this. I've been playing this on DN since this summer, like when it was first put up, so I know how to like play the deck and everything. And one of the reasons I think this deck gets a bad rap is because there are some good players who play this deck, but there are a lot of like people that don't have the right builds. I mean, they run like triple Butler and it's putting cess and stuff like that. So I think there are a lot of wrong builds up on YouTube. That's the problem. If you guys want another really good Madolche deck profile, I'd suggest you check out TheDuelPolice, because he had a video. He won a locals with his deck, and he's really good, and I think he knows what he's talking about. So, but hopefully I do too. I mean, I think I have a really good deck profile, and it's testing really well. I like it, but this is only the first deck, so I will post updates and stuff, and when I like change the deck. But this is the first trial. So started off, we got 3 Madolche Mageline. Obviously, you're going to run this card at 3. It's the Stratos of the deck. It's your consistency card. It gets any Madolche monster from the deck when you need it, including yourself. So you open, like, no Chateaus, no other monsters. You can just go Mageline into Mageline. Stall out, waste your opponent's resources and stuff like that. So this card's really, really good. And it's also your OTK enabler when you go off with Offering. 3 Mew Fuels. The reason I run 3 is, again, for consistency purposes, because opening Mew Fuel Messengelato is really, really good, because it gets you a Chateau right off the bat. This card's also really good when it combos with itself or with Crofton to make rank 3 plays. It can kind of clog at 3, so there have been times where I've been considering going down to 2, but I really like opening Mew Messengelato, but I'm not sure. This is the first deck profile, so there will be updates, but for now I'm running 3. Then we got 3 Madolche Messengelato. This card's amazing. It's 1600, 4-star, and under Chateau it's 2100, so it's a beater. And when it's special summoned with this beast on your side of the field, Madolche beast on your side of the field, you get to add a Madolche spell or trap to your hand. It's really good for searching out your Chateaus and your tickets and stuff like that. And he's just a beater. He's really, really good. Also, it's a warrior, so it combos well with the card I have in the extra deck, which is Invoker. And I love this card. It's really good. I run 3 dogs, 3 Crufsents. This card's actually a really good first turn play as well, because it's a huge beater. First turn, you drop it with Chateau, it's 2300, and that can be a problem for a lot of decks like Heroes and Rabbits if they don't have the Rabbit. And this card's just really, really good. And if you open Chateau, ticket, or double ticket, Crofton will get you a search right there, because you can bounce back the Chateau, ticket will trigger, or the second ticket and ticket will trigger. And yeah, this card can go up to level 4, level 5. I've gotten it up to like 8 and 9 sometimes when my opponent can't stop it, so it's really good. I like it at 3. I'd suggest running 3. 1 Butler. This card isn't bad, it just shouldn't be run in multiples. I think 1 is staple for the deck, however, because I know a lot of people don't run it. And there's a really easy OTK with Mageline Offering, and Butler is a really good way to end your Offering chain. You go Mageline, 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 Butler, rather than go Mageline into all your Crufsents and keep bouncing Mageline back. And the OTK with Butler-Usk is, or that you use Butler-Usk in, puts out 10,400 damage on board, and you end with a Fairy King Alverdick, Tiramisu, Shockmaster, Mew Fuel and Messengelato with Chateau and ticket and Offering on board, so you have so much field advantage. Like you're gonna win that game obviously if you get it off. and I'll be posting that OTK in another video. But yeah, for now, I really like the one Butler, and I wouldn't take it out. And then the last two cards I run are two card Ds, just for consistency for game one, because you really want to win game one with this deck, especially against like rabbits and mermails and stuff like that. So card just helps with consistency. That's it for the monsters. It's 15. Onto the spells. Obviously, you're gonna run triple Chateau. This card's amazing. It allows you not to go neg when your Madolche monsters are destroyed because they're just headed right back to your hand. Even if your opponent warnings or judgments the summon of your Madolche monsters, Chateau just puts it right back in your hands. This card's amazing. Gives them a 500 attack boost. When you activate it, it's like an avarice. It shovels all the stuff back into the deck. This card's unbelievable. Double ticket. The standard seems to be running this card at 2 right now. It's your wind-up factory. It gets you searches when a Madolche card is returned to the hand or deck. So this triggers off of Crescent when they're destroyed by battle or by warning or anything. Tiramisu's effect, compulsory. So ticket's really good. I'm thinking about bumping it up to 3 just for game 1 because, like I said, you want to be consistent in game 1s. And 3 ticket game 1, side out the third, you know, games 2 and 3 and stuff like that. But this card's really good. 2 Pot of Duality, just for consistency purposes and hand correction. 2 MSTs. The only reason I'm running this card is because people run Macrocosmos. This deck is not afraid of back row. Like, same thing with GKs. GKs don't main MSTs because they're not afraid of back row. They don't care about, you know, macros or anything. They only side them in for decrees and stuff. That's what I would basically do. If Macro Rabbit was in the deck, I wouldn't be maining MSTs. But I got 2 for now. And then Dark Hole and Monster Reborn. Your grave will be full from Exceeds and stuff like that, and you can just take your opponent's monster, so you run Monster Reborn. That's 11 spells and my traps. So 2 warning. This is... No, most people don't run warning in this deck, actually, just because you take so many hits to your life points with Mew Fuel, because it's such a weak card, and, like, you pay off of offering and stuff like that. So this card's not the best. I really like it, though. I'm considering dropping this for 2 double summons, actually, because double summons is really good for getting Tiramisu on the board, just right away. But for now, I got the 2 warnings. 2 Bottomless is like my favorite trap. I think it's better than warning this format. It's one of the best traps of the format. Double Compulse. A lot of people are dropping this card. It's falling out of favor because it doesn't really do anything against like Mermals and Chaos Dragons. So people don't like this card. But I really like it because it gets rid of like Gachis and Zenmains, and it also triggers my ticket. So it's really good. Double Fiendish Chain. This card's also really good. It stops your opponent's attacks and their effects. However, when Cosmoblazer comes out, these are going to be dropped for 2 Breakthrough Skill, because that card is just ridiculous. But for now, 2 Fiendish Chains. Good card. Double Mirror Force. I run this over Deep Prison because you need mass removal, and this is probably one of the most underrated traps of the format. This card is ridiculous, especially against windups. You just blow up their whole field. It's just really good for mass removal, and this card's amazing. And then my tech, I run 2 Threatening Roars. Now, I'm not just like, oh, Michael Stibbins won with Inzektus with Threatening. Everyone plays Threatening now. No, this card actually serves a purpose in this deck. Like I said, with Double Summon's for getting out Tiramisu quickly. Threatening Roars is the same purpose. If you can keep your opponent from beating over all your monsters and keep at least 1 level 4 Madolche, next turn you can go into Tiramisu and just bounce back everything that they have and win right there. So this card's really, really good for stopping your opponent and then for allowing you to go off next turn. This card's saved my ass so many times. And you don't really worry about the -1s with this card, or if you run Double Summon, which I'm probably going to wind up running at some point, because you get so much advantage off of Messengelato, Butler-Usk, Mageline, and Chateau. You never go neg because the monsters go back to your hand. Ticket gets you more searches, so -1s aren't that bad in this deck, so Threatening War is great. And then Best card in the deck, Ultimate Offering. Got my Super Rare Champion Pack Ultimate Offering. This card is obviously the best card in the deck. I mean, I think Konami limited Offering just because of this deck. Because if this was at 2, this deck would be even more competitive than it is now. Basically, if you resolve Offering and a Madolche, you are going to win that duel. There's no question about it. This card, you just get so much advantage just because you keep normal summoning. This card's amazing. Palooza is like your secondary offering. This card's actually really good because if you have Messengerlados and Crustants and Mews in hand, you just go Palooza, special summon all of them, Swarm and Exceed. And this card's great. And we run 1 Starlight just to round off the traps because you run a lot. That's a 41 card main deck, 15 traps, 11 spells, 15 monsters. Onto the extra deck. Zen Mains, probably one of the best generic rank 3s out there. I have no purpose for Leviathan. I'd rather have Zen Mains where I can put in defense, so I run that. Tempo. I was going to run Leviathan over Tempo or Levier, but I took it out because when I was at the regional, I resolved this card 6 times, and it is stupid. It's really good, and it's probably one of the best rank 3s as well. 1 MX Saber Invoker. This card never really saw any play, because X Sabers were kind of dead, and there's no deck that could make use of this, but it's really good in this deck because you can special summon a Messengerlado from your deck. You go 2 Mews or a Mew and a Crufts, this Messengerlado, and if you have another Beast Madolche on the field, then X Invoker is just too good. So it's one of the best succeeds. We got the best card in the deck, Madolche Queen Tiramisu. This is the reason this deck is competitive. This card is unbelievable. It's got great stats. It's 2200, 2100. Gains 500 attack and defense under the field spell, so this card gets huge. And it allows you to bounce back any cards your opponent controls while recycling your own Madolche monsters and spells. And if you have a Chateau, then the monsters that you would return to the deck go right back to your hand with this card's effect. This card's amazing. And also, when it bounces your opponent's cards, it's non-targeting. Which I know there are some cards that they can't be targeted by effects or whatever. This is a non-targeting effect. Also, your opponent, even if they don't have cards on the field, you can go Tiramisu, and then, what's it called? You can go Tiramisu and then add the cards back to your hand, even if they don't have targets, because this is up to, so you can just recycle your stuff for free. So it's a really good card. Utopia, just for stalling and for a beater. Alverdict, this card's used in the OTK, and it's just a really good card. Helps me get over stuff that I normally can't. 1 Black Ship of Corn. This card's awesome. It's good for killing face-up Reapers and Zenmains and Gotchis and stuff like that. I really like it. Roach, if I play Light Swarms or Chaos Dragons or sometimes Mermails, I'll just plop this out just so I can't go Megalo. And he's pretty good. You kind of need it because you lose Saki decks like Light Sworn and Chaos Dragons. 1 Abyss Dweller because Mermails and Dark Worlds are a pain in the ass. I got Cowboy, just another beater, and you summon in defense, burn for 800, so he's really good. Maestro because it's the best generic rank 4 in the game. I run 1 Excalibur because you have the Messengerlados, and this card can be a game ender in some situations. And then Shockmaster for the OTK. This card's too good. And Stardust for Starlight Road. And quickly, I'll just run over the side deck. 2 Effect Veilers for Insectors and Rabbit and stuff. Windups. Max C for a lot of decks, because Max C's so good. MVP of the side deck is probably Fossil Dyna. This card's too good against windups and stuff. You can either summon it in face-up attack, and they can't special summon, or if they have a field full, you can set it, and when they attack into it, everything just blows up. And it's also an Earth for when you side in Gozen. 2 Soul Takers for anything that has big beaters, Heroes, Chaos Dragons, etc. 3rd Space. Oh, I forgot to put it in, sorry. This is a proxy. I have the 3rd Threatening Roar. It's just another Threatening Roar for anything that explodes and goes for games, like windups and stuff like that. Dust for anything that has a lot of back row, and factories and stuff like that for windups. Double Gozen because it shuts down windups and Rabbit and stuff like that. And then 2 Soul Drain. Although this card does hurt me, it hurts Mermails and Dark Worlds much more. So that's it for the deck, guys. Let me know what you think. It's Tell me if what you'd change, any advice, or what you thought of the deck below. Comment, rate, subscribe. Thanks, guys.